Hello, welcome back to Levant TV Headlines. Russian ambassador to the United Nations Vitaly Churkin warned against the US decision to launch airstrikes at the positions of the Islamic State in Syria without consent from the Syrian government. Lebanese army explosive experts have defused a car bomb on the outskirts of the Bekaa Valley border town of Arsal. And US Secretary of State John Kerry has endorsed Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi's plan to mend Baghdad's relations with Sunnis and Kurds, saying Iraq's new government was the heart and backbone of the fight against Islamic State. Human Rights Watch has accused Israel of committing war crimes by attacking 3 UN-run schools in the Gaza Strip and fighting in July and August, killing Palestinian civilians. And Iran says world powers should abandon their illogical demands over its nuclear program ahead of talks to try to bridge wide differences in positions and end the decade-old dispute by late November. And now let's have a look at top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting in Beirut, the Daily Star reports that Lebanese army explosive experts were defusing a car bomb on the outskirts of the Bekaa Valley border town of Arsal. The paper also reports Health Minister Wael Abu Faour ordered a dispensary near Beirut to shut down over the use of expired medicine and warned a Jounieh hospital for not receiving an emergency case. And from the UAE, the Khalij Times reports that British Prime Minister David Cameron begged Scots not to rip apart Britain's family of nations, visiting Scotland in an attempt to stem a steep last-minute rise in secessionist support ahead of a September 18th referendum on independence. The paper also reports that Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum said that Libyan people are capable of weathering the current critical stage to restore security, stability, and territorial unity. And the Egypt Independent reports that Bahrain security services have arrested 18 members of the Muslim Brotherhood for demonstrating without permission. The paper also reports that Grand Mufti Shawki Alam received an invitation from the Muslim MP in the European Parliament, Amjad Bashir, to teach true Islam in Britain. And now let's have a look at top MidEast headlines from papers in the UK. The Guardian leads Middle East news, reporting that Barack Obama announced an open-ended bombing campaign against Islamic State militants yesterday that will extend into Syria for the first time, despite acknowledging that the extremist group did not currently pose a direct threat to the US homeland. The paper adds that he compared the campaign to those waged against Al-Qaeda in Yemen and Somalia, where US drones, cruise missiles, and special operation raids have battered local affiliates, yet without notably improving the stability of either country. And the Telegraph reports that 5 EU nations had logged a joint protest to the Israeli government amid mounting criticism over Israel's seizure of almost 1,000 acres of Palestinian claimed land. Ambassadors of Britain, France, Italy, and Spain, and Germany's deputy ambassador formally complained to Israel's national security advisor, Yoshi Cohen, on Tuesday about the government's plan to seize land in the Gush Etzion area close to Bethlehem for the construction of what is expected to be Israel's largest settlement in 30 years. Also from the UK, The Independent reports that an Israeli policeman has been charged with assaulting a 15-year-old American of Palestinian descent during a protest over the apparent revenge killing of the teenager's cousin. The paper says Tariq Khadir was allegedly attacked during protests against the death of Muhammad Abu Khadir in June, before the 8-week conflict with Gaza began. And now let's have a look at top MidEast headlines in international papers. From the US, the New York Times reports that Secretary of State John Kerry plunged into an intensive series of meetings with Arab officials in Saudi Arabia to coordinate strategy against the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. The paper adds that the talks will also include the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, Egypt, Jordan, Turkey, Lebanon, and Iraq. And finally, from Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that as Israelis and Palestinians attempt to get on with their everyday lives in the aftermath of the recent conflict, the formerly good ties between Jews and Arab Israelis have taken a battering. The paper says it seems that Arab Israelis, who make up about 1 in 5 of Israel's 8 million citizens, have become the new target for Jewish Israeli anger. that was it for today. For more updates, visit our website levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.